There's a knock at the cabin. Do we answer?
Oh, no.
Oh, let's find out.
It's the J. Craig Movie Review. Movie Review. A movie with you.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the J. Craig Movie Review. I'm Jay, and this is Jesse.
Oh.
Hey Jesse, you want to maybe go comb your hair or something? You know, we're going to be in front of tens of people over here.
All right, I'll go comb my hair.
I didn't mean right now. Oh, okay then. So we saw Knock at the Cabin. I think that's what it's called. This is based on a book called Cabin at the End of the World. It is directed by M. Night Shyamalan. You know, the guy who did Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, and Signs, and a bunch of other movies. This is not a written movie by him. This is based on the book, like I mentioned. So he had a hand in the screenplay, but this is directed by him, and I have to say it's one of his better movies of recent years. But that being said, what is Knock at the Cabin about?
It's about these four strangers that, this one guy that meets the little girl, and, alright, it's about this guy who meets the girl, and,
No.
It's about these four strangers that come to a house, and they say to the little girl that they're gonna need to open the door because they have the most important job in the world that they need to do.
That's right. So they come into the house, and there's a gay couple who is living in this house, or not, they're on vacation actually with their little girl. And as the four strangers come knocking on their door, they're told to open up, and they have weapons. They have these like kind of janky weapons, and almost like
a pitchfork connected
like
to
a pitchfork and an axe, stuff like the kind of crazy looking
like a
things.
Pitchfork connected to an axe.
Like medieval kind of stuff,
yeah.
You know? So
a pitch axe.
A pitch axe. There you go. So they're outside trying to get in, and these people are like, no, you can't get in here. This is crazy. So they eventually break in, and there's a lot of suspense and some scary moments as far as the break-in goes. It's not really a horror movie, so let's make that clear. So what happens is these four strangers come in, break in, tie the couple up, and tell them that they're going to have to make a really hard choice, right? Mm-hmm. And they're going to have to
sacrifice one of them.
Sacrifice one of the family members. Of the three people, one of them has to choose. They have to choose who to sacrifice. And if they don't,
they unleash a plague.
Well, each time they say no, they unleash a plague. But at the end of it, if they don't do what they're supposed to do, what happens?
The world basically ends.
The world ends. It's the apocalypse. So it's a movie it's a suspenseful movie. It's very quaint. It's, takes place in this cabin with a couple other scenes outside of that. But for the most part, it takes place in this cabin. So it's very self-contained. And the suspense is really awesome because you don't really know if they're telling the truth. Like, who's going to believe this outlandish story about, plagues and end of the world, and if you don't kill somebody, if you don't kill your husband or your daughter, you're going to, millions and billions of people are going to die, right?
They see the TV and it happens, but they still don't believe it.
So every time one of them says no, one of the members, something happens, and then they unleash a plague, and so they keep turning the TV on and showing what's happening. There might be an earthquake, or I won't give away the details. There's a lot of crazy things that happen, and so now the people who are being tied up don't believe them, right? So one of them is a lawyer, so he's going.
They're tied up to the chair for half the movie.
Yeah, they're tied up to the chair for half the movie, more than half the movie, really. And so when it comes down to it, they don't believe them. And they have to decide what's going to happen. So they're seeing all these people die, and they think maybe it's recorded. They think it's all a big scam, right? Plus, they're a gay couple, and they think that they're being targeted. So it is a really suspenseful movie. Not so much by the way of horror, really, right? It's a suspenseful. There's a little bit of blood. There's a moment or two of suicide. It's done really well where they kind of pan away from it. So at one moment I had to kind of cover his eyes a bit because it was a little too much. Yeah. But for the most part, it was pretty easily. Kind of they pan away from the graphic nature. Someone's getting killed, but it's kind of pulling away. They don't really show it, so I really, really liked it.
You know what happens, but they don't show it. They show the noise.
That's good filmmaking. You don't have to see everything. If you do the movie right, you do your film. You set your scenes up right. You don't need to see everything. Yeah. And so I really like that part of it, that it wasn't gross, it wasn't gory, it was suspenseful as heck. You don't know who to believe. I didn't know if they were just if this was a big gag or not.
And like the trailer said, it'll keep you guessing to the very end.
And it will keep you guessing to the very end. And, as an M. Night Shyamalan movie, we all know it's a twist, right? It's always big twist. This movie really isn't about the big twist at the end. The whole movie's kind of a twist, right? So you don't have like this big shocker at the
like
end.
It begins with just a girl out in the forest, and then it turns into people tied up into chairs. End of the world.
End of the world. So there's a lot of fun stuff happening. Dave Bautista stars as one of the people coming to the cabin. The gentleman who one of the couple, he was King George, and I don't know his name. Jeffrey Goff. He is King George and Hamilton.
Pretty sure it was Groff.
Groff, yeah, you would know. He's the smart one. Oh, I could actually hear that. That was weird. And what else? What else do we have to say about this really cool little suspenseful movie?
It is very suggested of us. Maybe don't bring the kids.
Maybe don't bring the kids? Oops. Sorry, Jesse, did I scar you? Are you going to be tormented forever? I loved it. Jesse loved it.
Yes.
Fun movie. Bautista's great as always, and I tell you, it was just like this idea of like, is it true? Is it happening? What's going on? What's the truth of this story? That's what I really liked. And at the end of it, you understand what's real and what's not real. So that's what's really cool. There's no like guessing game at the end. There's no like, oh, but I wonder if it really happened. You know exactly what is going on at the very end of this movie. So go see it. Go have fun. Don't take the kids. Okay. That's enough out of that one. Okay. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe over there in the corner.
And don't forget to hit that bell.
Don't forget to hit that bell. See you next time.
Bye.
It's the J. Craig Movie Review.